With us now is Nicky Addeo. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm really doing good, Donna. It's really good to be here, and just happy to be, to be on your program.
Where are you living right now? Are you down in Philly? Where are you calling in from today?
I'm from the Asbury Park, New Jersey area.
Originally, is that where you are now today?
I'm in West Long Branch, which is about 7 miles north of Asbury Park.
Oh, okay. So Asbury Park is famous. You know, Massapequa, Long Island, has a lot of actors that come from here. But it seems to me like there's a lot of music that comes right there from Asbury Park.
It's erupted lately in the last 20 or 30 years, especially since Bruce made that his headquarters,
You know, Bruce mentioned you in his book. Did you know that? Obviously, you know that.
Well, I didn't know it until some people called me, and it was flattering but uneasy. Let's say that. Maybe a soft porn king. So if
So
I can
when you're
say.
growing, yes. So when you're growing up in Asbury Park, you know, it seems to me that you kind of had a rough go of it as a child. Things weren't always so easy for you, Nicky, correct? What was
Yes.
life like for you when you were a young man?
Well, to go back to the beginning, I was born in Newark, New Jersey, and raised in Bloomfield. But my mother passed away very young. I was 8, and she was very young, and we moved to Newark. Then my father moved down to Asbury Park, and late in my 15th year, I was on my own. I was, let's say, on the streets. That doesn't mean you're always on the street. Sometimes you find a flop house, or if you have a girlfriend, she'll let you sleep under her bed or something. But I learned a lot, let's put it that way. And a lot of good things came out of it, actually, for me.
So tell us that moment where you realized that you had a voice that could make you some money. Like, how did you get from, you know, the streets or having that experience to then all of a sudden becoming this like gigantic talent? What was that moment?
Well, when I came to Asbury Park, I came in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades, Our Lady of Mount Carmel School. And Danny DeVito was in the same school, and that we became friends since then. But I never thought about singing, so I was a whisperer. So when they sang Panis Angelicus, I just moved my lips, And subsequently, I got to the first year of high school, and I saw these fellas from the west side of Asbury Park. That's where all the gospel came from, and all the rhythm and blues singers and so forth. And I said, wow, I wish I could do that, but I couldn't. And then one day, I was I was actually in a bathtub in some flop house. I was about 16 years old, and I sang this note, which I could never hit before, and I thought maybe I had something. And so I started singing, and then I was at a Heart Fund dance, believe it or not, at this place called the Seven Stars Ballroom in Lakewood, New Jersey. I was dancing with a girl with my newfound so-called talent, and I was crooning in her ear, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you sing nice." Then I thought I might have had something.
Her name wasn't Gloria, was it?
Oh my goodness, Gloria. Yeah, that song has haunted me for most of my life. You'd think I had $1 zillion as many times as I sung that song. It sure
Well,
impressed me.
yeah, well, it brought people a zillion smiles, right? That's good.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So through your career, you've done many things, and you did mention Danny DeVito. And wasn't there like a song that you wrote or performed, Hoffa? What was that connection? Years later, when Danny DeVito had a film that I think that you did a song for, something, correct?
Well, yeah, Hoffa, I did a song called He Called Me, and I did a song called Let's Make Love Tonight. And they had it on E! Channel and all that stuff. And trying to think what else. For War of the Roses, I had a little cue in that picture also.
Recently, I was talking to somebody, and they said that the movie War of the Roses was actually written about this woman's life. Like, it was So it's funny that came up twice this week. So I wonder what that means. Anyway, I love those moments of funny serendipity. But today we want to talk about unity. We want to talk about where your music career is now and how you're using your talents to bring peace and prosperity and kindness to the world. So tell us about that big project you're working on.
Well, I've always been involved with it, and it happened through being on the streets and seeing social conditions on the streets and seeing that there's good and bad in all people. In fact, some of the people that helped me were some of the black families from the west side of Asbury Park took me in, and I began to realize their struggle, and I saw in their communities there was good and bad, and I saw in the community I came from, which was the Italian American community, there were good and bad, and that's how I learned to judge people not as a group, but as individuals. And I began to write music about those things, and I followed that most of my life. In 1985, I wrote The Struggle, which dealt with people's life in the streets. And then I wrote in 1988, Peace Through the Eyes of Children, and Joined at the Heart. And we've re-recorded them now with Billy Brown and a bunch of other people. Now, Billy Brown has had, I think he had 59 records in the top 100 in the 80s with Ray Goodman and Brown, Special Lady, Love on a Two-Way Street, if you're familiar with those songs.
Yes, I am.
So I had quite a few people, and there's a broad spectrum of people also involved from all backgrounds, Jewish people, Christians, blacks, whites, and they're all up. And I create the songs so at the ends of the songs, people can chant along with them. Like, it's not too late, let's stop the hate. So possibly children could sing them in auditoriums and from different backgrounds, and unity can be formed.
Well, I certainly appreciate you. You were kind enough to send a lot of pictures and photos and always giving credit where credit's due. Is there anybody special that you wanted to maybe thank? I know there's hundreds of people that you work with now, Nicky, but anybody in particular now that it's kind of closer on the holidays and that you just would like to speak to or share a thought with?
Well, there's this fella I met who he has a radio program, and I found out he was playing my song Peace at the end of each program, and he has taken a great interest, him and his partner Barb, and his name is Steve Soskin, who contacted you. And
that's how we got together, was because of Steve. Cool.
Yeah, so we're kind of expanding our horizons. It's one thing, and if you talk to people even like Danny or Bruce or any of those guys, it's one thing to be a creative person, but it's another thing to bring your creativity to another level. And I'm sure you talk to a lot of people about that, But my level, I was always, singing has always been a means to an end. In other words, always had a band, and you may know that Bruce and I played together on and off at different clubs when he was struggling. And I just thought I would go in a different direction, and as my counselor, Barry Slott, would say, I took the road of altruism. Actually, I had to look up what that altruism even meant.
Means you're a good guy, you're a mensch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just means that you're always wanting to be giving, like you're the vessel that goodness comes forth from.
Well, certainly as we're not perfect, none of us, but we can all do something, And then my something came through music, writing these songs. And although they didn't become big hits or anything, because they were never intended to be, a lot of people have contacted me that has brought them solace. And I sing a lot in churches or other religious institutions, which makes me very happy.
What's one of your go-to church songs that you like to sing?
Well, I sing in the, unfortunately, because of the COVID, in the last 2 years, I've been singing a lot of Ave Marias, because I have a classical side also, the Schubert Ave Maria. And, the Schubert, I lost you for a second. The Schubert Ave Maria. But on the west side of Asbury Park, I in the African American churches, I sing like "Motherless Child," "The Change Is Going to Come," and things like that. Because
Beautiful.
I really have a gospel background. That's my background.
Well, I wish you the happiest of holidays, Nikki. And, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today, just talking about how it is to be a genuine neighbor to somebody. Just go out there and be neighborly, be kind, and I wish you continued success in your journey, from my heart to yours. And I'd love to sing with you sometime. I don't know, maybe. I do a lot of singing too myself. I love to
I
sing.
know,
So.
I know. And you sing patriotic songs, and didn't you sing
Yeah,
patriotic
I
songs? Or
did. Yeah, I grew up singing in a patriotic singing group called the Futures of America. And we would sing songs from the 30s to the 70s. We would do a patriotic finale. I've sang a lot of God Bless America in my life, and a lot of, there's Today while the blossoms still cling to the vine. There's so many beautiful songs out there that I enjoy. Like I'm the type of person, Nikki, and maybe you're the same way. You're walking down the street and then you just start singing. Even if you're singing in your head, you're always singing. I'm like the
well,
walking songbook.
you sound that way, and you also you have you have a joy about you, which is really beautiful, and it's infectious.
Thank
A
you.
lot of the songs I did, like "Motherless Child," sometimes I feel like a motherless child, and that's come old gospel hymns, and stuff
Yeah,
like
gave me
that,
chills. Gave me chills. Love
you
those.
know.
And today, just to let you know, today I YouTubed Gloria, and I was listening to you sing those high notes. Today, I was like listening a little bit earlier today. So, but happy journeys to you always. And it was a real pleasure to have you on the show, Nikki.
Thank you so much, and I hope we meet again.
I do too. I hope we do. In the three-dimensional world where we can break bread or something fun. So, all right,
Absolutely.
take care. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.